Hello and welcome to another episode of Football Talk Podcast. My name's Ozzie and I'm your host for today's show. Now, the Premier League is back with match week 29. Me personally, I was very happy to stay away from football. I did a couple, which was quite fun. And to be fair, I still get nightmares of the last result, which was against Bournemouth. But let's not dwell on that too much. Let's talk about the next game, and that is against Man City. And it doesn't get any tougher than that. In terms of our record against Man City, it's not a good one. We've not won at the Etihad since 2015. That result was a 4-1 win for Liverpool. I think it was Klopp's first year at the club. I think it was his second month even. In terms of the goal scorers that day, definitely a blast from the past. We had a Mangala own goal, Philip Coutinho scoring as well. And then we had Bobby Firmino, and then we had Aguero and Martin Skrtel scoring the last goal. So quite a while back, to say the least. And we have won over the years. We won in the Champions League, which was a great result, which was 2-1, I believe it was, and that was 2018. And we also won last year, but it wasn't technically on their ground. It was a semi-final tie in the FA Cup. But nevertheless, a very, very tough game. In terms of this fixture, is it more important for Liverpool to win or Man City? Obviously, Liverpool have had a disaster of a season. They haven't won many games. They're struggling to stay in the top half. Whereas Man City, they're still fighting for the crown of the Premier League. They're still in the competition of the Champions League. So they have a lot to play for. And obviously, Arsenal are leading the line. I believe they're 8 points clear on the top of the league. So it's a tricky one for them. In terms of recent form, this doesn't paint a great picture for Liverpool. But Man City's form, they narrowly beat Crystal Palace, which was a 1-0 result. I believe Haaland scored the penalty there. Then they went to, then Leipzig came to the Etihad and they won 7-0. And then their recent fixture was a 6-0 win against Burnley at home. So, yes, not a good one for Liverpool there. In terms of Liverpool's recent form, we were on a high at one point, beating Manchester United 7-0. Liverpool fans are still raving about that result. I've kind of piped down on that one. Then we lost to Bournemouth. That brought us back to reality. And then we lost 1-0 at the Bernabeu against Real Madrid in Champions League. So not being in good form. The international break was probably a good one for us. Get away from recent defeats and try to regroup. Just got a comment here from Madison Smith. I need at least a Liverpool draw. Come on, you Gunners. # Okay. Obviously, this game has a lot of importance in terms of the title race, especially as Liverpool's next game, not the next game, but 2 fixtures later is against Arsenal, which is next weekend. So yes, I am sure Arsenal fans will be supporting Liverpool on Saturday afternoon. Another comment here from Madison. Brutal 3-game stretch in 8 days for Liverpool. Yep. When it's the World Cup, they call it the group of death. This is the equivalent in terms of fixtures. It's not going to be an easy one. If we manage to get any points against the big teams, then I would say we have a chance in terms of mounting a challenge for top 4. But even the most optimistic Liverpool fan would say it's quite a stretch at this stage. Got another comment here from Devils United. Hi, I've liked and subscribed. Thank you, Devils United. Appreciate your support there. So on to team news. So I wouldn't read too much into what's been said right now. So Erling Haaland did not train with the squad today. They've still got tomorrow to train. So at the minute, it seems very unlikely that he will at least start the game. I still think he might be on the bench. Foden is unavailable. I believe he had surgery in the last few days after suffering an injury last week. So that would be a loss. I'm sure James Milner will be happy about not seeing Phil Foden on the pitch, as it ran him ragged to say the least. Liverpool team news, interesting. So Luis Diaz has returned to full training after almost 6 months out. Nunes suffered an ankle injury a couple of weeks ago. Was training early on today, so he's expected to participate, possibly even start. Joe Gomez is also available for selection. However, Ramsey, Thiago, Bajcetic, and Tsimikas are still not available for Liverpool, which is a shame. But it definitely is a headache in terms of what sort of team Klopp will present, especially in the midfield, as we don't have a lot of players to select from. So what we'll do is I'll just share a graphic and present my predicted lineup for the Liverpool team. So before we start, I've got a few comments here. Eddie's Football Waffle, Oz, big up, man. I think you guys are getting some Tika-Taka treatment at the weekend. Big up, Maisie. Hope you're good. Yeah, big up, Maisie. Do you know what? I'm not going to dispel that. I'm not confident, to say the least, with this game. Considering it's at Etihad, I don't have too much hope, but you never know. We'll see how it goes. No comment. DS could be something special for you guys. Nino and Gakpo have been warm and cold. That's true, but I wouldn't risk Diaz in this game. I think being out for 6 months, he's very rusty. Obviously, he's a special player, but at this stage, you want him to try and gain as much match fitness as possible. And to be thrown in against Man City at this stage, if he goes off injured, then we're definitely pointing at Klopp, Pep Linders, the American team, whoever. So yeah, I wouldn't personally risk him. Maybe have him as an option from the bench, but I would not start him in this game. So let's go through the lineup. So goes without saying, Alisson to start the game. Reliable as always. Left back, so Tsimikas. I said he was unavailable. Someone said he might possibly make it into the squad. I don't think he will, but I would, regardless, still start Robertson. Obviously, one of our still solid defenders, so he goes in. Trent Alexander-Arnold. I don't think there's any qualms with him being in the lineup there. Back four, Van Dijk, despite getting quite a bit of abuse from Dutch legends over the weekend over his international performances, he's nevertheless still starts for Liverpool, and his partner will be Konate, who made an appearance for the national team, which is great to see. So for some reason, Konate is not coming up. We've got Konate there. So that is the back four, pretty much our first choice back four, which is good to see. Now, we certainly won't be playing our first choice midfield because we have a lot of injuries. For this game, I would go for Fabinho. I think one of his best performances this season was actually against Man City. So I'll take that as a good omen for now. Now, this is the sticky part. Who do you play in midfield? So in terms of our options, we've got James Milner, we've got Henderson, we've got Harvey Elliott. Thiago is not available. Apparently, people said he was close to being fit, but he's having a recurring hip injury, which at this stage, we don't know when his return will be. So I wouldn't have any high hopes in terms of seeing Thiago anytime soon. Bajcetic, unfortunately, was injured just before the Real Madrid game, and it looks like his season is over as well, which is a shame as he had a great performances for us since the turn of the year. He's been a breath of fresh air. So yeah, disappointing to see him not being available, but hey, hopefully, I definitely feel like he will play a big part for Liverpool next season. So let's hope he makes a speedy recovery. So in terms of the lineup, I don't think we have much option. It's between Harvey Elliott. Actually, you've got Ox in the mix as well. So, but would you start with Ox in this game? I wouldn't. I would probably go with the safe option, and people aren't going to like this, but against a high-flying Man City right now, we can't be too adventurous, in my opinion. I think a lot of people are expecting Liverpool to play by high press and really go for it. I think it's the opposite. I think we'll probably sit back and try and play on the counter. It's not really our style. But at the minute, we don't have the personnel to do anything else. So, yes, not the most attractive looking midfield in terms of ability. Couldn't care less about looks, but I think that's the best midfield that we have available right now. And the front three pretty much picks itself. So Gakpo, who was actually unavailable during international duty. I think he had a bit of a dodgy curry or something, as a lot of the Dutch players were wiped out before their fixture against France. So he's back in the fold. We've got Mo Salah, who had a good week for Egypt, scoring a couple of goals. And then we've got Darwin Núñez, who I believe should start, and despite this returning from injury. So let me know what you guys think in terms of that team selection. Is that going to be enough to trouble Man City? Remains to be seen. Score predictions. So, obviously, I'm a Liverpool fan. Not going to get biased opinion from me. I'm going to keep it as honest as I can. I don't see us having any chance in this fixture whatsoever. Another record that doesn't help us in this fixture because it's being played at 12:30 on Saturday. We haven't won a midday game all season. And unfortunately, I don't see that changing anytime soon. So sadly, I'm predicting a Man City win, and I believe the scoreline will be 3-1. In terms of the goal scorers, I would predict Bernardo Silva to get one, De Bruyne, Gundogan, and I think Gakpo might get one for Liverpool as a consolation. Now, this will put a lot of pressure on Arsenal if Man City were to win. Arsenal play Leeds United straight after this game at 3 p.m. on Saturday, but they also face Liverpool next Sunday at Anfield, which is a tricky ground for them. They haven't won many games there, so this match is huge in terms of Man City and Liverpool. But for me, Man City have more importance to this game if they want to really challenge for that title. But remains to be seen. And that concludes our show for tonight. So thank you to everyone for tuning in. Thank you to Madison Smith, Devils United, Eddie's Football Waffle for the comments. Appreciate it as always. Next show will be taking place next Tuesday, as I will be doing a match preview of Chelsea versus Liverpool. So this is still part of match week 29. It's a very long match week. It's a double header for the Reds. Big games coming up for Liverpool, and we certainly need to get some points of having any chance to compete for top four. Will it happen? I think it begins from this Saturday. So, yeah, it's not going to be an easy watch for Liverpool fans, but we have to stay positive. So, as always, guys, take care, stay safe, and I hope to see you all very soon. Good night.